Hi, it's Mrs. Carl with Sight and Sound Reading. Today we are going to do a sentence with the short O, the ah sound. We are going to write a sentence with it, but before we do, you're going to have to print off the computer, all right? A sheet that's just all lines, ready for your writing, and then also the sheet that looks like this that has pictures and the words already written for you. Now this sheet you are going to trace whenever you have time, not now, but I want you to trace the words that we did the last time we were together doing this. And they were short ah words, the word top, mop, mom, hot, hop, and got. Remember, we did those together. You're going to trace them, and as you trace them, sound out every sound. So you'll trace them with your pencil, but as you make the T, you make the T sound, and as you make the O, you make the ah sound, and as you make the P, you make the P sound, and then when you're finished, you'll know that it's the word top. Good. All right. You can do this whenever you can, but first, I want you to help me with this sheet, all right? You take your pencil and that sheet, and we're ready to write a sentence. Now, the sentence is not going to have all our words. The sentence is going to have other words, important words, that you have to learn to write and to sound out. They can't always be sound out, the words, all right? They don't always, all words cannot all be sounded out. They have to be learned and memorized. Some of the letters of the words can be sounded out, but not all of them. And so today we're going to write a sentence. Please help me write the sentence with you. All right? The first word we are going to write is going to be the word who. We're asking a sentence, and who is usually a sentence word, all right? So we're going to write the word who. Whenever we start a sentence, the first letter starts with a capital letter, an uppercase letter. So when we write the word who, we're going to have to write it with a capital uppercase letter for the first letter. But the who is one of the tricky words that we're going to learn that we cannot sound out because it starts with a letter that you don't hear in the word who. It starts with a W. Can you believe it? A W in the word who. Crazy. But anyhow, it starts with a uppercase W because it's the beginning of the sentence. Now, we're going to make a W. It's an uppercase letter, so it's going to start at the top, and we come down with like a slant, okay? W. And that comes down kind of to make, it looks like a V when you start out. And then you go back up to the top and make an upside down V. And then you go back and you make it come down again. And that is a uppercase W. Now the W usually says whoa, but not in this word. In this word it is silent. It is a magic word because we can't sound it out, all right? So that part of the word is silent, a silent W. Now we want the word who, and it does have a in it, so the next letter is an H. But it's a lowercase now. We're finished with the uppercase letters for this sentence. It's a lowercase letter, but we start at the top, we come straight down, and we give it a hump. That's an H. All right? So the next letter for the word who is sounds like you hear a U in it, but it's not. Remember I told you, this is a word you just have to learn and memorize it. That's why we write the sentences, so that you practice writing this word. The ending letter in the word who is an O, a lowercase O. So we're going to start in the middle, and we're going to come around and make this O. This is W-H-O, and that word says who. Who. All right, the next word is do. Do. And this is another word that you can't really sound it out well. So we have to learn it by memory and practice it in our writing. Do. do does start with a d, and what letter is that? A D, all right? The D, a lowercase, is like the dog's head where we come around, the dog's head, and then we go to the top and come down and give it the dog's tail, right? Mrs. Carl likes to do that with the D, the dog's head, and then you go and you give it the dog's tail, and that's the D. Now, when you say do, remember how we said who, and it was an O? Well, this is also another O, all right? But it's not an ah, and it's not an O. It says ooh in this word. Crazy, I tell you. It's really silly, but we have to learn it, all right? The word do, who ended in an O, and the word do ends in an O. A lowercase O, we come around, and that's do, D-O, do. Who, do, and here's another a rhyming at the end. Who do you? You is another word. Now, you would think if you just put a U on the page that that's going to be you, the whole word you, but it isn't. The word you have to read is spelled differently, all right? So, I'm going to teach you the word you. It starts with a Y. And Y does say y, like in you, all right? So we do need a lowercase y. It's going to have a tail, all right? So we start in the middle and we give it a slant, kind of the way you start a W, just slant down. And then, remember I told you it has a tail? We have to come over and come down like that, all right? That is the Y in the word you. The next letter in the word you is an O, okay? So we it's a lowercase, so we start at the middle and we come around, and there's an O. Now, it is the word you, so we have to have a U in it, right? All right? So the last letter in the word you is a U. And now we're going to make a lowercase u. We start in the middle. We come and give it round like that. Not all the way around now. You see, we keep the top part open, and then we make a line down. That is the U, the letter U. Y-O-U spells you. You, the word you. Now we have who, do, you. They all rhyme. Who, do, you. And now we're going to write the word love. Love. When we write the word love, the sound that we hear in the beginning is l. What is that? That's an L. But remember, Mrs. Carl forgot to tell you this. Whenever we go to another word, we have to put our two fingers down to make sure that we leave enough space. All right? So we talked about that many times in our writing of words and our writing of sentences, but I want to repeat it again so we hear it in this one. Whenever you have a word and you want to go to a new word, make sure that it's like two fingers away so that you leave space, all right? And we know that love is an L. So we're going to come up to the top and come down. That's a lowercase l. Now the word love is also one that you can't sound it out, all right? You just have to learn how to write it. Because the is not, it's not the letter that is short U, and we don't have a short U in this word. So it's another letter, and I'm going to teach it to you, the word love to you, all right? It's L-O. The next letter is a lowercase o. So we come from the middle and we come around. L-O, V, good, a V, down, down, there's a V with a point, all right, love, and it has an E at the end, all right, it has an E at the end of the word. It is not a magic E because it doesn't make the O say O, all right, so this word is not a magic E word even though it ends in an E. All right, so the lowercase e, we start at the top and we come around, and then we come down and we cross it in the middle. All right, make the line go across, okay? Who, that's an L-O-V-E, is love. And it's a question. Who do you love? And so we're going to put a question mark, all right? We need a question mark. Now remember the question mark, we come around like an ear. I say it's like a backward C or an ear, and then we come straight down, and then we give it a dot. Who do you love? All right? Who do you love? Who do you love? Now, where are we going to get the answer to that? This sheet here that you're going to go and you're going to trace it, and then you're going to answer. Who do you love? Tell me on this sheet. Do you love top, mop, mom, hot, hop, or got? Mom. So I want you to color mom. All right? Now, we can answer it here too. Who do you love? We're going to say I, meaning I, right? I, and it's the beginning of the sentence, so I'm going to use an uppercase letter, I. All right? We come down and then cross it at the top and cross it at the bottom. This is an uppercase I. I love. Now we know the word love, it's right here, but we have to really practice it. Is an L. Whoa, I gotta put my two fingers down. Say, Mrs. Carl, don't forget. All right, now we need a lowercase L just as a straight line down. And then O, around, O, V, love, V, down and down, V, I love, we need an E at the end, right, it comes around and across like that. I love, and now you look at your page, who do you love? Mom, all right, mom, lowercase, okay, lowercase we're going to do. You know what, I think because we're talking about your mom, all right, I think we're talking about your mom, so I'm going to make it, because that's your mom. When you call mom and you say, hi mom, you're calling her name mom, okay? You're giving her the name mom. We're going to use a capital or uppercase M. So I'm going to start at the top and I'm going to come down. You go back and come down, go up and come down, go up and come down for the M in mom. Short O. All right, we start there and come around, and then mom, lowercase, so we start in the middle, come down and give it one hump, give it another hump. I love mom, and then it's the end of the sentence, so we put a period there. All right, let's read this together. Who do you love? Question mark because it's a question. I love mom. An uppercase I because we start the sentence, and an uppercase M because it's your mom, and that's like her name because you call her mom. Wow! Am I proud of you? That was wonderful. Now you can also color your picture of mom, because that answers the question too. Good job. Thank you for spending the time with me. You are such great readers and writers and spellers. I'm so proud of you. Bye.